done watching the Netflix original Death Note movie.
Yes.
Now, like, what were your honest thoughts on this movie?
It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I mean,
There's been a lot worse. Like when they did the DBZ movie that time.
oh yeah,
Live
Dragon Ball
action.
Evolution.
Yeah, that was
That-
the worst thing in
Yeah,
existence.
I mean, I will give it to them. They did do the Death Note movie pretty well. I mean, I had a few gripes with the movie. I mean, there was, Light Turner.
Light was a little bitch, is what he was.
Yes, he really was.
His girlfriend even says in like the movie, like, what did she say, like, you're a pussy or gross and balls or something
Yeah,
like that.
quit being a pussy. And it's just like, whoa, holy shit.
Yeah.
And like,
It's like the movie was very self-aware about how much they had made Light into, like, a pansy.
yeah, and like, there's only like, what, maybe 3 or 4 points in the movie where you actually see Light's intelligence.
Yeah, he's just kind of running around just doing random shit.
Yeah, I mean, even
Never particularly clever.
no, I mean, like at the beginning of the movie, yeah, you see some of his intelligence because he's doing papers for others.
That doesn't make you smart,
No,
though.
it doesn't.
It just means
I
you're
mean,
copying people's homework.
Yeah, you're basically just copying one thing over and over and over again, and then like the whole fact of like him just like finding the Death Note, how it just drops right next to him, and then going from being like, oh hey, well what's this? Oh shit, it's raining, and then a bully confrontation.
Yeah, it was kind of
Like
weird.
it goes from essentially that's how it went. Like from one scene it shows okay he's kind of showing like he's smart but he's just copying papers, and then it goes to the book dropping straight to a confrontation with a bully.
But they need to have that bully set up because we need him to kill somebody.
Yeah.
That's what they're like. Oh man, we need to have him kill somebody. Bully
Okay. Yeah.
at his
bully.
school. That works. That works right. Everybody.
I mean.
But the bullies at the school feel like bullies in so many other movies.
Yeah. Like
That I just don't like them because we just see them beating the shit out of random kids.
right.
And it's just like that doesn't really happen in schools. Like,
No.
what kind of school do these people go to? It's the most generic bully you can think
It
of.
really is. They were cookie cutter bullies.
And it's not just that, but they're also beating up the girls, which just seems really unrealistic.
Yeah.
Twice we see the bullies beating up young girls, and I'm like, yes.
Or at least pushing them around, and it's just like,
Yeah.
no, like, bullies would, like, unless they were, like, girls, like, the bullies were girls as well,
Yeah.
then
And
I could see that.
I could see that, but
But
yeah.
no, these were just two dudes.
two really big, buff-looking guys
Yeah,
just beating up these high school girls, and it's like, no one's going to respond to this at all, are they? They're just going to sit back and watch this and be like, that's fine.
And like, then the, honestly, my favorite part of the movie, anyway, Light's reaction to Ryuk.
It was
Like-
bad.
Like, he screams like a little girl.
He does, very much.
And it's just like, really, and then all of a sudden...
Which felt out of place.
Like, then, like, room becomes a mess, and all of a sudden he, like, is, like, freaking out and panicking, and then he's calm all of a sudden.
Yeah,
Like,
it was kind of strange. And then he just gets up and leaves
Yeah.
the room.
yeah, after, like, he tests out the Death Note on the bully, which basically was a given, like you said, they needed somebody to test it out on. He just leaves this room, and it's in shambles. I mean, come on, what did the teacher think of that? I mean, I would actually kind of like to see where that went. Like, having a conversation with the teacher and him trying to explain why there's marbles and desks.
Also, we never see the teacher or the principal again.
Yeah, they're
Like, they make it sound like this is a big issue he's having with, like,
yeah.
at the school with him rebelling. and then they're just never brought up again.
No, they're like I think the teacher's like shown once more, but it was more of just like a quick cut.
I don't
And
even
then
remember the teacher appearing again at all.
I
Honestly.
don't either, but I want to say it was like probably towards like the end, like
Can we also talk about how the his love interest
Mia.
Mia was smoking
Oh yeah.
in the beginning
Yeah,
there?
at the beginning of the movie, like they're sitting there, like Light's doing his thing. Mia is, I think, a cheerleader.
I'm not. I don't think. I think she was just out there. I don't.
I
I don't know if she was actually a cheerleader, but it just felt very out of place. She's just standing there smoking
Yeah, like
after during football practice.
yeah, like football practice. I think like cheer squad or dance squad was
Yeah.
going on, something like that. I'm not sure. But yeah, she's just standing there smoking a cigarette.
Just chain smoking hard as fast as she can. It seems like. And everyone ignores this. Like, this is
Yeah.
a normal thing for high school students to just be standing in the middle of the school year and smoking.
Yeah, I mean, like it would be one
What?
thing if this was taking place in the '60s or the '80s.
Like I said, if it had been like an '80s movie, if this movie had come out in the '80s, I might have been like, okay, I guess I can kind of see that, because back
Yeah.
then, smoking wasn't nearly as well. I mean, it was somewhat
What was it?
controversial, but you would see it a lot more in movies.
Yeah.
So suddenly, just randomly having her standing there smoking, I'm like, no one's gonna say nothing about this.
Exactly. I mean, this movie's supposed to take place in modern day America.
Yep.
America.
Which is another thing I thought was a little weird, because it starts off, I'm like, why are they playing American football? Why is everyone white? What is going on? This is supposed to take place in Japan. And then I'm like, oh, we're in the middle of America, because they were too lazy to get a bunch of Japanese actors to do this.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like
Couldn't actually have it take place in Japan.
no, they couldn't apparently, and like the other biggest problem I had with the movie is finding out that Light doesn't have a mother or a sister.
That was really weird as well. I don't understand why it's just him and his father. Like, they just wanted to have this. They wanted to try to explain, I think, why he was so angsty.
Yeah, probably. And I mean, it was just like, okay, I can kind of get that because they needed to have the main character, I guess, be relatable to the crowd in a sense. I guess in this time, a lot of people, they either just have one parent or they're an only child type of
Yeah,
deal.
but it's usually the mother, so
Yeah,
was
it
a
is
little...
usually the mother. But I mean, it's just they were trying too hard for people to relate.
Well, I think
to him.
they wanted Light to be killing people that Light thought deserved it,
Mm-hmm.
and to lead him down this path,
Yep, they
rather
needed
than
to give him
in the anime where Light's just people are disgusting animals. They are
Yeah.
sheep. I'm gonna kill them and become their god.
and
Light's not like that in this at all.
No, he's just a whiny little bitch.
He is. It's
With
it's the girlfriend that feels more like Light actually does from the anime.
yeah, I actually liked Mia for certain points.
She did have some good moments.
Yeah, she did admit to that she was doing the hard shit that he didn't want to do, like killing the FBI agents. I guess I mean, yeah, that was also a
That
thing.
was obvious though. I didn't even seen the movie before, and I'm sitting here oh no, I'm so surprised that she killed the FBI agents.
Right.
Imagine that. I knew she took a note. I knew she ripped a piece of paper out of a notebook.
Mm.
It was so obvious to me. Because Light's running around, he's like, what the hell's going on? What the hell's going on? I'm like, you're supposed to be so smart, Light. How did you not realize? And how did he not notice that someone had ripped out a piece of the notebook?
Right? I mean,
How do you miss this?
I mean,
Same thing when she wrote his name in the notebook. Have you looked at the notebook? Apparently not!
right?
How does he miss these things? He's supposed to be super intelligent.
The one thing I do want to comment on though that I found hilarious is at one point in the movie, Ryuk tells Light that people have tried to write his name in the Death Note, but they've only gotten 2 letters out of his 4-letter name. Yet, at one point in the movie, Light's skimming through the Death Note, and it says, "Do not or beware of Ryuk." in the
It's
Death
written,
Note.
that's true. It is written in the Death
So
Note.
somebody clearly was able to write all of that plus his name and got away with it. I mean, like,
That's true. That does. There's definitely those points in the movie where I'm just like, wait, what?
yeah,
That doesn't
exactly.
make any sense.
And apparently in this movie, I guess, like they threw out the whole thing of, you know, like Shinigamis are safe from the Death Note.
It was that way in the anime because I remember I want to say someone was like, Light had asked him, "Can I write your name in the Death Note?" And he's like, "Well, yeah, but I won't do anything. I can swear that it's been so long
Yeah,
since I've watched
yeah.
anime."
Well, essentially, like how it would go is,
But
yeah, you could write the like Ryuk's name in the Death Note, but he'd just go back to the Shinigami world,
yeah, one actually.
and then he'd come back.
I don't know, but
like,
the anime they were like, yeah, there's no way you can kill me. I'm a god of death, kind of thing. But in this, they do seem to imply that if he could actually write his entire name in the Death Note, he would die. Because why else would he be like? He'd be like, no one can ever finish writing my name in the book. I'm like, that means you killed them, so they can't kill you. Else, why would you?
So
like threaten them if they try to put your name in the book.
And I mean, it was.
And why are there like 100 rules in the Death Note? That was ridiculous. Like Light even says at one time, "There's too many goddamn rules." I'm like, yeah, there are.
Yeah.
There was not when you were near that amount of rules for the Death Note in the anime.
I mean, it was just like really there. Like at most, I think we saw like in like the many montages they had. I think we saw up to like 95 rules. So I'm assuming there's at least 100 rules.
Oh, that's another thing I disliked was the montage. They skip over a lot of the content.
Yeah.
In the anime, and you kind of have to. You can't get like a 40-episode anime put into one movie. So part of me understands, but another part of me is like, you're kind of skipping over a lot of Light's development here.
Oh yeah, and then like the whole thing is like I know we're like kind of like jumping around here, but like at the beginning of the movie, it looked like Mia had a boyfriend.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Yeah.
Then the second Light shows her the book and shows that it's real and it works, all of a sudden, boom, you don't hear anything of that boyfriend, and they're all of a sudden together.
The entire thing with the school feel happens in the first act, and then it's never brought up again. Like, the teachers, the principals, the fact that she had a boyfriend, like, all that's just forgotten. Like, they just like, oh, we gotta shove all this shit in here, and show that he's a school student. And they just, like, rush through it as fast as they could so they can move on to the Death Note. And get stuff done there, but they had to get his backstory put in place, I guess.
Like, the one thing that just, like, kept me going through this movie was Watari and L.
Yes,
like,
those
two were, like, the only good thing about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they made L black in this movie.
I didn't have an issue with that, actually. My big thing is always, like, if they're good, if they can make the role, if they make it work and they make me think that they could be this character, I don't give a shit.
I mean, like, this dude, he portrayed L very well.
Yeah, he was...
like, the mannerisms, the personality.
It really came across that really weird recluse that L was.
Except towards the end.
Yeah,
they kind of like threw L's personality and characteristics out the window towards the end of the movie.
Yeah, they're just like, let's have L get super crazy, and it's like
irrational.
Yeah, and irrational.
That is not L in the slightest.
That's not like up to that point. L had been.
I mean, yeah, like basically in like the anime, when Watsuri dies, L's just like, oh well, this was put in place so then if anything were to happen, all files are just erased and whatnot. He was pretty calm about the fact that, he has a heart attack. Boom. And sorry if you haven't seen the actual anime, but, it's been years, so...
No, people have had way plenty of time to watch this shit. And why would you watch the movie if you haven't watched the anime almost? I guess you could, but you'd probably enjoy the movie more if you'd watch the movie before you watch the anime.
Yeah, probably. I mean, if, anybody's just watched the Netflix original Death Note first, they'd probably be like, well, what's this? This never happened in the movie. What the hell? But I just didn't like how towards the end there they just made L so irrational. Like he was just not L anymore, and he was actually like a human being. I mean, I'm not saying that L was not a human being in the anime, but he was more
he
calculated.
He wasn't logical. Like he wasn't Spock anymore.
Exactly. He was human again.
He was way too emotional. He was way more emotional than he should have been.
But I mean, like, I did like all the scenes with L because I actually felt like I was actually like watching L.
Mm-hmm.
You know, up until the end though, but and then like when he actually confronts Light. Oh man, that honestly that scene right there was so cringeworthy. They forced that so hard.
It did feel extremely forceful.
I mean, he just straight up comes out like he does in the anime. Light, I think you're Kira. And only difference is in the movie, Light does not deny it.
Yeah, he really doesn't deny it. He's like hypothetically, if I was Light, I mean, and if you got rid of me, I mean, you don't understand the consequences. And I'm just like, are you? It sounds like you're almost admitting you are in fact.
I mean, basically,
Kira.
Like, if L was wearing any type of wire at that point, during that conversation,
like their conversation was
boom,
a little too awkward. Light was giving away way too much.
Yeah, and like
he really tipped his hand and let L see his cards a little too well there.
Yeah, I mean, like everything that happened between Light and L was forced greatly.
Yeah.
All the confrontations, all the dialogue, it just felt forced, didn't feel natural. At least on Light's side. I mean, L
felt like he was playing the detective really well.
Yeah, he was.
And it was just Light was not being smart, because Light is super smart, everyone.
And everybody in the movie keeps talking about how smart Light is.
Which I think tells you just how shit they are, that they can that shows bad writing, that rather than showing us, you have to keep telling us how smart he is.
Like you only see it like 4 or 5 times throughout the movie. At the beginning, a little bit in the middle, and then at the end when he puts together his final plot, which I'm not sure if we would talk about that, but I mean, people should have seen the movie by now.
At least the final plot actually felt like something Light would do.
Yeah, exactly.
Light's a big fan of those overly complicated plots.
Overly complicated plots. That's the only time you actually see his intelligence show. Other than that, you don't see anything out of that. It's just him being a whiny, emo
like I said, every time Light does something clever, then something really stupid happens.
Exactly.
It's like, Light, why didn't you see that coming? That was super obvious.
Yeah, I mean, like...
Stop being stupid.
Light always has plans for plans.
Yep, he has...
backup plans for those backup plans.
It was in the anime, it was always layers within layers within layers. It was...
Yeah, everything was calculated to the T, to the last period. It was all calculated, but in this movie, it's just like he's just kind of going about it, and it honestly felt like in many cases Mia was more of the mastermind behind everything.
It did, like especially towards the end there, it felt like she had really things under control a lot better than he did.
Yeah, I mean it was just like,
and that he managed to get it. He managed to pull off his final plan by the skin of his teeth, like. It was a close call kind of thing, where in the anime, it never really was a close call. Like, even when even in the anime when Light was like, "Oh no, I'm in this situation. How am I going to escape?" I'm always like, "You're so full of shit, Light. I know you got something up your sleeve." In this, it really didn't feel like he had something up his sleeve. Like he really was just flying by the seat of his pants, which in a way is kind of better than the anime, because that was always annoying when they're like, "Oh man, look at us building suspense." I'm like, "Shut up, you're not. I know Light's got a plan."
I mean, like honestly though, I would not mind seeing, like, if they wanted to do more movies, I wouldn't mind seeing like a prequel kind of deal of like L and Watari. I like them solving like those like major cases,
like a Sherlock Holmes
kind
of
of like
thing,
a Sherlock
almost.
Holmes thing. I actually like that live-action version of L. I really do, and I've seen a few. I mean, like, the theatrical version of L, spot on. That dude did a good job of it. But this guy here, I actually felt more like I was watching L than I did with, like, the theatrical movies. And that's honestly the only good prop I will give this Netflix original here is they gave me a good L.
They did give us a good
That is like the only
if
good
they had
thing about
given
this
us,
movie.
If they had given us a good Light as well, I would have overlooked some of these minor,
Right.
smaller details. But I just hated Light with a passion.
Oh God, yeah.
Light was such a he was not Light. I don't know who
No,
this guy was.
He was Light Turner, not Light Yagami.
Light Turner.
I mean, it was just they tried too hard to make it like Americanized.
Yeah, it was almost a little
Like-
bit. Like the only thing they really brought with them was the Kira thing.
Yeah, and even then, that only lasted for like 5 minutes. Because Ella was just like, "Oh well, he's in Seattle."
Yeah, that was. Yeah, they
I
forced
mean,
it pretty fast.
it was
didn't
just
they?
like you would have been better off just not even doing the whole fucking Kira thing or anything like that. Because the second you started branding your kills or like leaving your calling card, that's when they started looking into it. To be perfectly honest, I mean,
hmm That's true. He could have just kept on killing people randomly, but he doesn't want to because that's at least one thing they got right was the narcissism.
yeah,
The Light should have that. Light really thought himself as a god,
yeah,
but that's just so having him leave the call signs made sense. But then at the same time,
it screwed him.
well, it screwed him. And like I said, the Light in the movie was not a narcissist.
No, he wasn't.
Like, oh yeah, that's what Light would do. I'm like, yeah, that is what Light would do. He would totally have a calling card that
But
just says
if
Kira
I'm not
did this.
mistaken, chances are
Right.
probably in some like montage or another, like when Mia and Light are talking, it was probably Mia's idea, more than likely.
Yeah, but that would make actually sense if from
Because
what
she
the way
seemed
Mia's
to,
character was.
because she really seemed to embrace the Kira
Mhm.
more than Light did, and
That's true,
Ryu
she did.
constantly said throughout the movie, "I really like her, Light."
Yep.
And William Dafoe also did a very good job
Yes, I
as
did.
Ryuk.
He doesn't really get to do much though.
No,
like
he doesn't. And
like he's not even there a lot of the time.
no, he's not. He's just like he just pops in every.
He'll just pop in every now and then, eat an apple, and be like, "I'm still here," and then
Yeah.
he just leaves. And it's like,
So as I mean,
let him
like,
do. Let him sit there and talk with Light more, because
right.
that was always there was always a lot of tension in the anime when they would just sit there talking to each other.
Mhm. And like, I guess that was another thing that they did right, casting William Dafoe as Ryuk,
Yep, that worked.
and he actually did a good job on the voice too.
I like the voice. Yeah, it
I
worked
mean,
really
so
well.
Ryuk and L were like the two highlights of this movie. Everything else could have just honestly been scrapped.
Yeah, it feels like they kind of almost knew what they were doing at times, and
Slightly.
then they would kind of forget. Because remember, DBZ.
Yeah, yeah. Like any anime made live action,
Yeah.
it's gonna suck.
It's not going to be good. Like this is the higher end on the
Well, like at
anime
least,
made live action movies.
Yeah, I mean, like the theatrical live action Death Note though, that actually did very well. I liked how they went about it. That they ended it when they should have ended it, not continued on.
That's true. They did.
But then, like this one, it kind of leaves you with like a cliffhanger.
Yeah, they don't really end it. They just kind of stop and make you
And
go
then-
like,
yeah, they make you
what
think,
happened?
Huh,
It's just like,
did L exact his revenge or not?
and yeah, they just kind of stop and they didn't end it though. Not really. It
No.
felt more cliffhanger-ish.
Yeah, they're like, oh well,
Like,
there'll be more to come.
Yeah,
here.
like it kind of
Just wait.
It really feels like like I just was waiting for at the end to just say to be continued. Honestly,
Right. Because I mean, like I could totally see them getting enough money to do another movie, but you know, Mia's not going to be in the picture anymore.
Yeah.
And like,
Hopefully, if they do make another movie, don't make Light a little bitch.
right, actually show his intelligence.
I just want Light to be more thirsty.
Right.
Almost.
I mean, like,
Bloodthirsty isn't the right word. Cold and calculating and on caring about the world,
but then again,
unless he is the god of it. Like
it's
the
going
whole,
to throw it through a loop if they do continue, because Light's father knows now.
Yeah, he did totally just spill the beans to his dad. I was actually kind of thinking to myself at that moment, like, holy shit, is Light being controlled by the Death Note that he just reveals everything to his father? But no, he just apparently decides to reveal everything to his father at the end of the movie, which made no fucking sense to me. Like, I mean, his dad, like, suspects him, which makes perfect sense. His father suspected him in the anime as well. But in the anime, when his dad's like, hey, Light, are you a serial killer? He's like, nuh-uh. And his dad's like, I think you might be. And he's like, nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Prove it, Dad. Prove I'm a serial killer. Nuh-uh. And that's pretty much how that went.
Exactly.
And then his father dies in the anime spoilers. And but in the movie here, he just tells his father everything. I'm like, stop fucking telling everyone who you are. Like,
gives everything away. Tells him about the Death Note. Tells him about Mia.
That is Light's problem. Is he blabs way too easy to everyone when he should just keep his goddamn mouth shut.
And this is also the same Light that in the anime was so secretive about this Death Note.
Mm-hmm.
But in the live action, he's sitting there at school with the damn thing.
I remember that.
Out in the open, reading the rules.
Yeah.
Going over all the rules. Out in the open. That's how Mia found out.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it was just like, he was not calm, collected, and calculated. He was irrational. He did not think of most of the stuff he was doing before he did it.
Mm-hmm.
He just kind of did it. He honestly, really, the only sense of justice I saw in him was when he wanted to get his revenge on the person that killed his mother. Oh yeah, FYI, that's a thing too. He doesn't have a mother or a sister.
We mentioned that.
Oh, did we?
Earlier,
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
no. There is one other time when they're on the internet and they're on that like.
That website.
And they're on
the
4chan.
forum.
They're on 4chan essentially.
Basically.
And listening to people talk about how this person's a pedophile and that person's a murderer and shit like that. And
he's like, we can't really go with this because we're not sure if it's actually true. If just like how he worded it, some dude fucked another guy's girlfriend and just decided to put him on the site.
Yeah. That kind of thing. Like they're just rumors, and he's like, we shouldn't kill people when we have no evidence to prove that they're actually murderers, which is really strange to me because this is once again something that the Light in the anime would not really care that much about.
Exactly.
Because if it furthered his goal to be made
a new god,
to be considered God, he would have done it.
Yeah, he would have straight up done it.
Same thing with the FBI agents. He didn't want to kill the FBI agents.
No, he didn't. But eventually
like I said,
he realized he had to. At least in the anime, anyway.
Well, that's just it. But the only reasons why he always hesitated to kill people in the anime was because he's like, can I get away with this or not? That's always where it was. Like, if I kill this person at this time, will they catch me if I do it?
Right.
And if the answer was yes, he wouldn't kill them. But if the answer was no, he would always kill them.
Exactly.
And here he's having this like moral dilemma about killing these FBI agents in the movie, which is not, once again, Light. There's just so much about this Light that is not Light.
Looks like the battery's about to die.
That's fine. I think we can finish up the...
yeah, we could probably finish this up. I mean...
it's not the worst thing I've ever seen.
No, I mean, it really honestly wasn't terrible.
There's just a lot of small things that I found annoying, like little loop plot.
Yeah, I mean, like, they're just like...
stick in there, and then, like I said, I hate Light.
Yeah, Light. Mia wasn't bad, but she wasn't good either. Everything with, essentially everything with Mia and Light and Elle, it all just felt so forced and rushed that honestly could have used more time.
It didn't feel right. Yeah.
No.
Elle was awesome though.
Oh yeah, Elle was awesome. I loved Watari.
Elle's best guy.
Yeah, Elle's best guy. So, on a rating, how would you rate it essentially from trash to...
I would say that it's like leftover pizza
that
I found in the fridge. That I'm like, do I want to throw this away because it's garbage, or do I want to eat it even though it's like 3 days old?
Yeah, for me, I'd probably maybe rate it as like maybe 3-week-old spaghetti.
3 week. 3-week-old spaghetti?
3-week-old spaghetti that was
Whoa.
pushed to the back of the fridge and kind of forgotten about. I mean,
No, I would throw that in the trash.
Oh,
At
yeah.
least my 3-day-old pizza, if you threw it in the microwave, you could,
yeah, you could
you
salvage
could nuke it and
like,
it'd be edible.
Like, personally, I honestly would not. I don't care how much I liked L or Ryuk. I would not be able to sit down and watch this movie again. I mean, even though this would be my second watch of it.
I think if I had enough alcohol in me, I would find it okay. Because I laughed once or twice, but
yeah.
But they weren't trying to make me laugh.
No, it was just
that was just me just laughing because of how stupid certain parts were.
And so, I mean, honestly, yeah, like it's at least worth the watch at least once.
I suppose, yeah.
Maybe.
Like I would watch it. I wouldn't want to pay for it.
Oh,
well,
fuck no.
I mean, it's on Netflix, so I guess anyone can just watch it if they have a Netflix subscription.
But, however, I think there is one other thing we should look into for our next one, and I think you might agree with it. The Full Metal Alchemist movie.
That is going to be really bad, from what I've heard.
Yeah,
I've
and it's
not heard
not
a single
it's not dubbed yet.
I've not heard a single good thing about that movie.
Yeah, neither have I. I'm thinking that will be our next review.
Okay, that's definitely going on the trash heap, though.